Oh, what's up, Twitch? Welcome to the Old Cranky Man stream. My name is Rugley here at Game Castle in Ankeny, streaming week 2 of the Maple Cup in the feature match area. At the top of your screen is Stefan playing Sandy B. At the bottom of your screen is Spencer playing Mono Black Aggro. So Sandy B actually came in second place on one of the MTGO tournaments that the proper Canadian Highlander Discord hosts just yesterday. So Stefan's version is quite a bit different than the version that made it to the finals yesterday, but still same basic premise. So this is a Pattern of Rebirth, what is that card called? Academy Rector deck. It's a Pattern Rector deck. So it looks to set up a combo win with Protean Hulk. So you can have like a sack outlet and then a creature, and you can sacrifice the Academy Rector to go find Pattern of Rebirth, which you put on another creature, which you then sacrifice to go find Protean Hulk, and then you can sacrifice the Protean Hulk to go get one of your combo lines. So Stefan, I think, has several different lines in his deck that he can win with, if I'm not mistaken. But the one that made finals yesterday just had Sam and Cauldron Familiar with Sack Outlet. So as you can see here, Stefan's starting off at a blistering pace. This deck has the ability to play this mid-range creature game, which is exactly what he's doing right here. Turn 1, Noble Hierarch. Turn 2, White Plume Adventurer. Stefan is going to take the initiative, and this is going to put him very far ahead. Spencer playing this mono black aggro deck. It's very low to the ground. As you can see, here's a carrion feeder. There's a lot of subtle synergies in Spencer's deck, but he is going to have a hard time keeping up with his White Plume Adventurer, especially if Stefan starts putting +1/+1 counters on it. As you see here, the White Plume Adventurer untapping the Noble Hierarch. Yeah, Spencer will need like a combination of a removal spell and maybe another threat to follow it up so that he can try to keep it pace here. But as it stands, the White Plume Adventurer, not a huge threat, but he would like to be able to kill the White Plume Adventurer and then be able to take the initiative back. With that Ignoble Hierarch being able to block, I'm not sure that that's going to happen. I see in hand there we have a Haywire Might alongside of... Oh, Spencer does not have a second land drop. Stefan is going to go into the second room of the initiative dungeon and put 2 +1/+1 counters on White Plume Adventurer. Things not looking good for Spencer here in game number 1. See here, Stefan is attacking with the 5/5 White Plume. That's going to get a +1/+1 from the Exalted trigger off of the Noble Hierarch, knocking Spencer down to just 14. What's the follow-up going to be? It looks like it's a Devoted Druid. So Devoted Druid combos with a couple of cards in Stefan's deck to be able to make infinite mana. Here is a Sylvan Caryatid. He's got the Swift reconfiguration, and I believe he also has the Anafenza to make infinite mana. So Blood Chief's Thirst on Spencer's turn is going to take care of the Devoted Druid. Does he have that second land? Doesn't look like it. We're going to head back over to Stefan here. You see that big smile on his face as he's going to be able to close this game out here really quickly, I think. We go into the third room of the dungeon. It's going to Lava Axe Spencer down to just 9. Here is a Viscera Seer from Stefan. Here's 3 mana, 4 mana. It is a natural order, so this will go find Protean Hulk, and Protean Hulk can get sacrificed to the Viscera Seer, and we will see Stefan combo off very, very soon, I believe. We'll be heading over to game number 2. If you haven't done so already, please follow us here on Twitch. If you like what you're seeing, we got lots of Canadian Highlander coming your way today. We got week 2 of the Maple Cup laying out. It's a 10-player Canadian Highlander league. These players are playing for a cash prize. Protean Hulk was the get off of natural order. That's going to sacrifice to the Viscera Seer. And it looks like he's got a Sam pulled to the front here. So he gets to go get Sam, the cat. He's already got the sacrifice outlet in play, so he's going to be able to go get some value creatures. I know there's the oh, I can't remember what it's called now. the guard, the guy that won't let your opponent cast spells on your turn. I don't know if he needs that in this situation, though. Spencer is going to scoop them up. It looks like the other get is going to be a Haywire Might. So, yep, that would make Spencer lose infinite life, and Stefan will gain infinite life, and we will head to game number 2. These players are going to get shuffled up, and we'll be right back. It's time for game number 2. Spencer, if you're watching this later, don't keep one land hands. The only decision that mattered that game was that you kept a one land hand. Stefan, I see a couple of lands. It looks like is that a Utopia Sprawl, a Solitude, Elvish, oh sorry, that's not a Utopia Sprawl, it is an Eternal Witness. Solitude, a couple of Mana Dorks. This hand does not look super strong. I don't see a fetch land even that he can value get back. With the Eternal Witness set. Stefan is going to take a mulligan here. I think that is a wise choice. That hand did not look super functional outside of the Solitude, and if Spencer, starts off with like Black Lotus, Rotting Regisaur, or just Black Lotus 3 1-drops, that singular Solitude without a card to pitch to it, not being able to be cast until turn 3, gonna have a hard time keeping up. Looks like Spencer did choose to keep 7 cards. You see those red sleeves off to the right there on Spencer's side? That is his attraction deck. I believe one card in the deck, requires attractions. That is the Lifetime Pass holder. Stefan's mulligan here. See a Soul Cauldron, but only 1 land. Looks like Stefan is going to mulligan down to 5 here in game number 2. I would love to see the contents of Spencer's hand. Hopefully he's got more than 1 land this time. Yeah, unfortunately, Green Sun Zenith obviously being one of the most powerful of these to-the-board creature tutors of all time, but the advantage that Invasion of Ixalan and Finale of Devastation have over it is that the ability to get back those creatures out of the graveyard. So if it was one of those, Stefan would be able to get that back as early as Nick's turn and still make that infinite mana. Here you see an Agatha's Soul Cauldron on Spencer's side of the battlefield, a Gix. This card getting a lot of play in Standard right now. Again, Stalactite Stalker is going to hit the red zone for 3. Spencer going to gain 3. Stefan is getting far behind here. Is a Soul Cauldron going to put a counter on the Carrion Feeder, and now I believe the Carrion Feeder. Can it? Can it make infinite mana? Because both of those abilities are activated abilities, right? So Swift Reconfiguration still interacts the same way. So Stefan can put the Swift Reconfiguration onto the Carrion Feeder, make infinite mana, and then Green Sun Zenith for Protean Hulk. Here is 4 mana. It's going to be a Green Sun Zenith for 3. I'm not sure, actually, how that works. I believe both of the abilities on Devoted Druid are activated abilities. Hang on, let me pull that up real quick. It's possible that Stefan knows something that I don't. Yeah, those are both activated abilities. And Agatha's Soul Cauldron says that creatures with +1/+1 counters have the activated abilities of all creatures exiled with it. So, well, maybe Swift Reconfiguration doesn't work with it. Let me read that card. Swift Reconfiguration says, enchant creature vehicle, enchanted permanent is a vehicle artifact with crew 5 and loses all other card types. Yeah, I believe Stefan could have just made infinite mana there. Put the Swift Reconfiguration onto the Carrion Feeder, make infinite mana, Green Sun Zenith for Protean Hulk, sacrifice it to the Carrion Feeder. So he is instead going to Green Sun Zenith for a Kitchen Finks, gain a little bit of life. It'll also give him a blocker. Let me know, chat. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe those two don't work together. It is not a -1/-1 counter. It is a -1/-0 counter. Or sorry, -0/-1 counter. They do not cancel each other out. Oh, my bad. It is a -1/-1 counter. So that is why this doesn't work. As soon as you put that counter on there, it takes the counter off. So he would need another creature in the graveyard. If he had another creature in the graveyard, he could put another +1/+1 counter on the Carrion Feeder. And then it would have 2 on it, so it wouldn't lose that counter. Yes, you are right. That's why he couldn't make infinite mana there. If you're just tuning in here, this is week 2 of the Maple Cup, our Canadian Highlander League here at GK. We got 10 players playing in this league. This is the second week. These players are from Pod 3, I believe. Spencer playing Mono Black Aggro, Stefan playing Sandy B. Plenty more Canadian Highlander coming at you today. Make sure you give us a follow here. Heading over to YouTube, Old Cranky Man Collectibles at YouTube. Subscribe to us there. Check out the Magic Dad's podcast Patreon. Canadian Highlander content everywhere. Here is a Spawn of Mayhem, and that is going to pick up the Shadow Spear. Things not looking good for Stefan. Spawn of Mayhem is absolutely massive threat. Swift reconfiguration is going to get cast on the Spawn of Mayhem. That will cause the Shadow Spear to fall off. Heading back to Stefan's turn, it looks like he's going to cycle an Indatha Triome. And I believe that was a Heliod Sun Crown drawn off the top there. I'm not sure what the other card he has in hand is. Oh, it is that Solitude from earlier. So cards in hand are Solitude and Heliod Sun Crowned. Now, I believe that Spawn of Mayhem will continue to deal 1 damage to each player in the upkeep. Here is 3 mana. Is it going to be a Heliod? It is Heliod. Heliod Sun Crown. It is most certainly a step in the right direction, but Stefan is not out of this yet. As we head back over to Spencer's turn, he's going to untap. That Spawn of Mayhem will deal 1 damage to each player. I do believe it still picks up the +1/+1 counter. It does not care whether or not it is a creature. Oh, it is if you have 10 or less life, not your opponent, so it does not get the counter. Alrighty, Spencer going to get to draw a card here. How far away are we from that Heliod being a creature? So Devotion to White is 3 for Stefan, it looks like. Oh, the Swift reconfiguration actually makes it 4. Now that Heliod getting dangerously close to being the best defensive creature that Stefan could possibly hope for. He'll just need another white pip on his side of the battlefield. Here's 2 mana from Spencer. Looks like the Shadow Spear is going to get equipped to the Stalactite Stalker, and both creatures are going to get in the red zone. Oh, is maybe he was crewing the Spawn of Mayhem here. So he will draw a card, and it looks like he's got another land. Yeah, that Gix letting him draw a card every turn is very, very good, as he plays another land and a post-combat Gifted Aetherborn. Head back over to Stefan here. Those 2 creatures being able to crew up that Spawn of Mayhem, very, very good. Here is 3 mana. It's a Grist the Hungertide. Unfortunately for Stefan, Grist not going to be able to take care of the Spawn of Mayhem. Of course, he could kill one of those creatures, but I believe we will still be able to crew the Spawn. What is the crew cost on Swift Reconfiguration? It has crew 5, so no matter what creature gets destroyed, the Spawn will still be able to crew. Kitchen Finks is going to come back and gain 2 life. I believe that should trigger the Heliod. That's a nice little combo Stefan has set up there, but I believe he missed the trigger from the Heliod. Yeah, he should have been able to put a +1/+1 counter back on the Kitchen Finks so that he could continue to sack it to the Grist, or just continue to grind out advantage with it. Those are the Lost Caverns of Ixalan full art swamps. A lot of people really, really like those. Spencer's entire deck is all those Lost Caverns of Ixalan Swamps. Looks like Stefan did remember his trigger after all. So the Kitchen Finks is going to pick up a +1/+1 counter. Here is a Knight of the Ebon Legion from Spencer, and we will be able to crew this Spawn of Mayhem once again. And I believe Spencer missed the trigger for losing a life at the upkeep. The life loss from the Spawn of Mayhem is mandatory. Yeah. You did. Yeah. What's up, bro? I don't have a legacy deck with me, but I would love to.
I said I brought another one.
Oh, you have two? Sick! Jesus. All right, so Stefan, going heads up here, is going to sacrifice the... Oh, wow. I did not realize that he had infinite life. So he can sacrifice the Kitchen Finks to the Carrion Feeder, and every time it comes back and puts a +1/+1 counter on it. So Stefan is going to gain infinite life here. Man, he's been sitting on that combo for quite some time, and I didn't even realize it. Insane stuff. This Sandy B deck has all of these infinite combos built right into it here. So he's just going to continue going up in life here, and what he needs now is a way to end this game. So Agatha Soul Cauldron is going to exile Gix. And that'll put a +1/+1 counter on the Heliod. Although I don't know if that works. I don't think Heliod was a creature. Looks like Silent Clearing is going to get cracked for another card draw here. And Carrion Feeder with infinite +1/+1 counters on it is going to hit the red zone. Stefan wins game number 2. Good stuff, yeah. Like I said at the beginning of this match, Sandy B deck made it to the finals of a Magic Online Canadian Highlander tournament yesterday, and you know, Stefan here showing exactly why this deck is so potent in the hands of the right player. All right, that's going to do it for this game. I am going to step out of the booth, and we'll be right back with more Canadian Highlander in just a little bit.